This is how to make a hair comb like this. And what you're going to need are a pair of chain nose pliers and a pair of cutters, a length of 26 gauge wire of whatever metal you're wanting to use. This is a craft wire, and this is about a 4-foot length. You can use a little bit shorter, but I always like to have a little bit more wire. A hair comb blank and a selection of beads. So start on one end and wrap the wire a couple times to get started. And the reason we have chain nose is so you can kind of press it down a little bit. And then trim off this tail. And then you can start. If you look at this one, just kind of start with whatever beads you want to. I usually do a few that are sticking up like this, and then a few leaves, and then sort of a lower level of flowers, and then a couple more that are sticking up. You can kind of see from the back here the ones that are all sticking up. Then there's a second layer, and then there are the ones that are actually up against here. So start with a flower. And this is a center drilled flower, and you need a bead inside of it. Maybe. Okay. And the reason we're using a 26 gauge wire is so that you can go through the bead a couple times if you need to. And that. And then just take these two wires here in the back and just hold into the center bead and start twisting. So this one is attached now, and I've just twisted the wires up together, and then anchor it back down by just wrapping once around the comb, and then keep going. I'll do a leaf next and show you how to attach a leaf. So this is kind of the mid level, and you can do a little twist if you want to, just to sort of anchor it down. Wrap around again, and there it's attached, and it's going to flop around a little bit. That's okay, you kind of want it to. We'll do a butterfly. It's a little tiny butterfly. This one's not going to go up as high as the flower. With the butterfly, I just kind of bring the wire on the back and then twist. So I've gotten this far, and I've added the high row, the top ones that are up, and I've added sort of the middle row, the ones that are kind of coming forward, but I haven't done the base row of beads just yet. So I'm going to do the last one on the end here. Just going to be a little leaf. Ignore the cat. So I'm going to wrap it a little to anchor it down, and twist the wire, and okay, so cut the tail in the back there. Then I'm just going to take chain nose and squish it flat. So I've gotten this far, and I've added the high row, the top ones that are up, and I've added sort of the middle row, the ones that are kind of coming forward, but I haven't done the base row of beads. And I'm going to grab a little bit more wire to do the very bottom. And you can start on whichever side you want, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to start where I began before. I'm going to leave that tail for now, and just start with beads that are going to be sitting along there. So I'll tack one down so you can see it, and then come back when I've got a little bit more on. So I'm just going to string it on, sort of lay it down, and then wherever you need to go along the length of the bead, just go over one more little tong and anchor it down like that. Okay, so I've done the bottom row here, and I'm getting ready to add the very last bead to it. Slide it down, kind of push it so it's not hanging too far off the edge, and then wrap. And then this last wrap, do a few of them, end it somewhere at the back so you're not going to see it, and then just trim it. Then take your chain nose, just sort of push it down. And then that's finished for the most part. You can go through and move flowers around. These are obviously very pliable, so you can move them around if you need to and change up any of the directions that they're facing or anything like that. So that's it. Finished product. You can add more beads, you can make it taller, you can add less beads, you can do whatever you want.